Hi guys. We don't officially start for at least another minute, but I thought why not start just a little bit early or open it up a little bit early so I can see if I need to make adjustments. Excuse me. Probably should not have had that root beer. It always comes back to haunt you in the end. Hey Carol. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm doing tonight, so I know what I'm doing. Um It is good. It is good. But this is that sugar-free stuff, and it. So, as always, welcome my nature peeps. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I do have news, a little bit of news. Some of you may know it, some of you may not. I may have put it into the community page. Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. So I'm going to do what I always do when I can't remember something, and that is say it anyway. Just give me a second. I'm surprised we're 2 minutes in and we only have one person. Where are my people? Oh, we have two people. We have two persons. Cool, cool, cool. I don't know who you are. Oh, hey, predecessor. That's who it was. Okay. Um, wow. Um, there are going to be a lot of people that know my name. That's okay, I guess. So today we are doing our second in our series of African of learn to care lives. But before we get started, there's always some stuff that I have. Um, I just want to remind you guys: be friendly, be courteous, leave the. If I do have to step in and do something, let me do it. Also, the other channel now has 50 subscribers on it. Yes. That means that I can start going live on there. Have not decided when I'm going to do that. Thank you, thank you. I'm thinking earlier Saturday or possibly Sunday. I don't know for sure yet though. I will figure that part out. Hello, third person. I don't know who you are, but welcome to live. Today we are talking about the forest, the African forest elephants. It is called, give me a second, because I can never remember the name of my own channel. Isn't that sad? So apparently I can now pin comments to the top of my screen. I really don't know why I need to do that, other than it makes no sense. It is wildlife replica world. Wildlife Replica World. I can't type it up for you because I can't do that on this thing. So, yeah, that is done. Thank you, Carol. Moving on. I am going live tomorrow at 8:30 with the assumption that I am doing Monsters and Myth Part Dos. And after that, I have to look and see what else I'm doing. Because I know I have updated stuff, maybe. Was I good? Was I good? We'll find out. Yeah, Godzilla on Tuesday. I don't know if I went beyond that or not. And if I did, I will make up a new list because I have to dig in and get that done. I did manage to get the shorts for next week typed up, so that's a thing. And since I have no plans for Saturday, evidently, I guess I can film. I was gonna knock on wood, but I'm not superstitious. Okay, so let's get into this. I've wasted enough time. As their name dictates, the African forest elephant comes from Africa, and it comes from the forest. But it doesn't come from just any forest, it comes from the rainforest. Their habitat is, of course, the rainforest, like I just said, duh. But they are found in the West and Central Africa. Their habitat makes it really hard for scientists to get in there and actually count elephants. Because one, they're very, very shy. They don't like people. And so when people enter the forest, they disappear. So scientists have a really messy way of figuring out how many elephants there are. So we all know this is a typical elephant, right? African elephant, I should say. But how they figure out how many elephants they are is they count the dung. Hey, mystery editor lurks, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Anyway, they analyze the density and the distribution of feces on the forest floor. Yeah, that would be the job that I would get. That it would be my job to count the poop. Or maybe I should say to count the poops. Anyway, the forest elephant is smaller than their savanna relatives, which this would be a savanna elephant. That again. Keep your opinion inside, Carol. Do I know this person? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. This species can reach around 10 feet for the at the max, and a weight of around 6 tons at the heaviest. Females have a gestation period of around 22 to 24 months, and they can live for 50 to 60 years. Some other differences between the forest elephants and the savanna elephants is that the ears on the forest elephant are more oval shaped, whereas these of the savanna elephant are more fan shaped. Also, their tusks are straighter and they curve downward. They point downward. They are also, by the way, darker than the savanna elephants. Another big difference is that the African forest elephant does not breed as fast as its savanna counterpart. And this is a big problem when your population is hurting. Am I right? I think I am. Like the other elephants, they are a social animal, coming together and living in groups of at least 20. However, they do come together in bigger groups. They feed on leaves, grass, seeds, fruits, and tree bark. And these guys will spend... Oh, I bet you they are. They will spend 20 hours a day just foraging for food. Hello, new people. Welcome to live. Being a rainforest animal, the forest elephant is also has a job to do, and their job is dispersal of seeds. A lot of fruit eating animals disperse seeds. These guys will also visit water holes, as well as mineral licks, which is where you may see them quite a bit. Okay, so we're clear about this series of lives. The idea is for you to care a little bit more about the animals that I talk about. To do this, I will talk about the animal with you like we just did. I feel like this somehow got out of order. Why? Guys, not to be rude and not to be crude, but this is my life. So opinions can be shared as long as they are nice. So, no more keeping opinions inside. Yeah, we are going to be addressing that. I feel like some of this got reversed somehow. So, when I do these, I will always talk about the animal first with you, give you a little bit of facts so you understand a little bit more about the animal. And then we're going to break them down as to the whys and the hows of this animal's status. So you might want to get the tissues because it is about to get very, very real in live. So, moving on to the next part. So we've already talked about the facts concerning the African forest elephants, and now we are going to jump down a rabbit hole and see what exactly is happening on the ground and what could happen if we don't get our collective butts in gear and do something to help the elephants together. I actually hate this part of the live because I get to be the deliverer of bad news. And it actually makes me just a little sad that I have to do this, but I feel like it has to be done. So, enough holding back. Let's just get into it. Consider this, if you will. It is 100 years ago, and there are 5 to 10 million elephants living in Africa. Now, that is a total number, not the forest elephant number. Okay. Today, so again, 5 to 10 million elephants living in Africa 100 years ago. Today, there are around 415,000 elephants. Now, this number, by the way, is for both the African savanna elephant as well as the forest elephant, which again, this is the savanna elephant. First off, this animal is listed as critically endangered, and its population trend is for it to continue to decrease. And we're gonna continue because that's what we have to do, right? In 2016, which seems like forever ago, but it's not, scientists estimated their population at 415,428 mature individuals. Between 1989 and 2020, they faced a drop in population around 86%. And they estimated that they had declined again between 2002 and 2011 at about 62%. So it is really bad. So why is this animal suffering so badly at our hands? I'm going to tell you why. It is largely because of ivory and also the loss of habitat. Remember, they are rainforest animals, and unfortunately, loggers are making their headways into the habitat. As we discussed with the pangolin, crime pays. Unfortunately, it does. As much as we'd like to think that the good guys are the guys with all the money, no, unfortunately, that is not really the case. Globally, the ivory trade is worth $23 billion. Ivory sells for about 3,300 American dollars a pound, which is sad that we put so much value into an animal's body parts. This all occurs with an international ban on the sale of ivory already in place. Sadly, some countries still allow domestic ivory trade, but there are restrictions. Unfortunately, I don't know what those restrictions are. Even here in the United States, there is a black market trade for ivory. Thank you for the hearts. Even worse, for some, poachers have become more violent. Agreed. Yes, so poachers have become more violent over time. Guys, I have seen really, really bad pictures of elephants basically unalived and left to basically rot. The elephants may not even be totally unalived when the tusks are taken. Incredibly sad. Here is a fact for you that I learned while I was researching this particular live. So there is a shift happening among elephants. In case you didn't know, African elephants are different from their Asian counterparts. They're very, very different. You may notice that this elephant has tusks, but this one does not. Does anybody know why? I'm going to tell you why, even if you don't tell me why. Why does it do that? Gosh darn it. It is bad. In African elephants, both sexes have tusks. So male and females both have tusks. In the Asian elephants, males typically are the ones that have tusks. Females sometimes have them, but they are smaller. However, there are places in Africa where the female elephants are being born without tusk. And this is a trait that we see happening with them. Now, it is feared that this trait may impact the elephants and also the animals that live with the elephants. Because if you didn't know, they are changing, possibly adapting to what man is doing to them. But in a second, you're going to find out that maybe this is a good thing, maybe this is a bad thing. Elephants are masters of changing the ecosystem that they live in. Other species depend on these guys for that ability. One of the things that these guys can do is during a drought, they can smell water hidden beneath the ground. And they will use their trunk and their tusk to dig out water holes. That allows other animals to access the water as well as the elephants. They also will use their trunks to help clear paths, and they will also use their tusk and their trunks to down trees in order to access the bark. So, time will tell what happens. We are not done yet. Okay, so if you live anywhere in the United States in the last 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, whatever, you have seen a shift in American society. You don't have to agree with me. That is perfectly okay. But policemen have become targets. And I don't mean like they're at the scene of a crime and somebody opens fires. No, I'm talking about them being on duty and somebody just shooting at them because for whatever reason. Not cool. Rangers, the people that are there to protect the elephants, they also get shot at. And the poachers, unfortunately, like our bad guys, are armed with weapons that really they shouldn't have. AK-47s or stronger in some cases. And they are being killed. Between 2006 and 2021, 1,500 rangers were killed protecting the elephants. Now, I don't know if that number is killed by poachers or if that's, being zapped by lightning, being stepped on by an elephant. I don't know, but they do kill rangers. I thought that was pretty sad too. Another thing that is incredibly sad is poachers can literally take new ivory and make it look old by staining it. They also are selling it on eBay and getting away with it by calling it bovine bone. So if you don't know, a bovine is basically an ox, a cow, and it's being sold. Over 500 of these items called bovine bone were actually ivory. And while it is illegal to sell ivory, some people are finding workarounds. Yes, the European Union has banned the ivory trade, except for when it comes to repairing antique musical pieces. So if they have an antique instrument, they may allow ivory to be used to repair that instrument. China has even stepped up and banned ivory, and they have seen a 65% drop in the price of raw ivory. Even Japan has seen a decrease. Here are some more facts for you. And they're not all good. Up to 33,000 elephants are killed each year just for their ivory. Elephants as a group exist on only, think about this, on only 10% of their original range. So think about the United States and all of the people living within 10% of the United States. That's what the elephants are doing. Do not buy ivory. Even if it's old ivory, leave it alone. Exactly. It is not. Now, I know we look at this and we think, well, what can we do? Because we live here and they live way, way over there. One, if you can, and I realize not everybody can, but if you can, donate. And the World Wildlife Fund is a good place to donate to. Go to your local zoo. You can talk to people there, and they can tell you more ways that you can help. You can do what I'm doing, and in a random conversation, bring up the elephant and what's happening to it. You can write your senators and representatives to do more. So, why allow them to go? Why not just allow them to go extinct? Let's talk about it. As I already mentioned, elephants shape their environments in favor of other animals. They can find water during droughts, open up watering holes that other animals can use, and they also help to distribute seeds. And as far as I know, exactly, as far as I know, there are no African forest elephants in AZA zoos. The elephants that we have, I believe, are all savanna elephants. Those that are African elephants. There is supposedly one male. I believe he is in a zoo in either Europe or Asia. So, with that, guys, it is done. I have hopefully, in these 32 minutes that I have been talking nonstop, opened your minds a little bit. Hopefully, you have learned a little bit about the wildlife around you, a little bit more about the African forest elephants, and we'll carry that with you when you go out shopping. I was going to go onto eBay and search for bovine bone, and then I thought about it and I'm like, I don't necessarily want to do that because what happens if I get in trouble? But should I do it? Should I look to see if I can find bovine bone? What do you think? I don't know. Remember, the idea here is to get you more aware of what's going on around you, because that is so important. A lot of animals, though, have reached a point where humans mean death. But we should not just be saving the big animals, but by saving the big ones, we can protect the small ones. And we're not always going to be focusing on the cute and the adorable animals. At some point, we will drop off and focus on some of the others. Again, I want to stress how important it is that when you come into my live, that we respect one another. So important. Because if we can't respect each other, it makes it a little bit harder to respect other people, to respect animals. So when you come to my live, opinions aside, yeah. I know I don't always agree with everybody, but that's the thing. I know I wrote down a bunch of ideas for a lot. I just dropped something. I have no idea what it was. I should probably look and see. Hold on. Yes, they can, and I want to do my best to keep that from happening. I just dropped Mothra. I had a list of live topics. Gosh darn it. Me and my brain? Oh, well. She'll be okay. She always bounces back somehow. It's a good coincidence. Hopefully people are paying attention and listening. You know, I'm a little bit surprised. We're missing somebody tonight. I just realized we have somebody that's not here. I'm hurt. I hope everything's okay. Guys, I do pay attention, and even though sometimes my brain gets a little bit foggy, I do pay attention to who's here and who's not. Predecessor, I did see your suggestion for a live topic. Thank you. I will be posting the new lives coming up here pretty quickly. And just so everybody else knows, I do, if you ask me a question on one of the videos or on the shorts or on live, if I can, I usually try to answer it in a short. It may take me a couple days to do it, but I do try. That is good. That is really good, actually. I have to film next week's videos and then probably do that Saturday if I have time. Yeah. How was everybody's weeks? Hopefully the weather is not beating you down too much. I know Houston, my heart goes out to the people of Houston. They got nailed either yesterday or today at some point. Absolutely horrible. It must have been yesterday. But yeah, they really got nailed. So many prayers going out for their. Yeah, I noticed Josh wasn't here. And and it's been posted almost a week. I'm glad she's safe. I have a friend that lives there too, and he is safe. So, good things for good people. Yeah, I just asked him and he is sleeping. Or was sleeping. I don't know who that other person was. Well, it was posted on the channel. And it was posted on yeah, it was posted on the channel. So if you were to come across the announcement that live was coming up, if you click on notify me, it'll tell you, I'm not sure how, but it'll tell you that the live is coming up. Now, whether that's through through email or what, I don't know. So next week on my other channel, I am doing the American Mastodon. And then I don't know what I'm doing for this channel next week. I can tell you, I can cheat and look. Oh, lovely, I closed out. Now, the other channel is not as fun as this one, depending upon how you look at it. So, this week, I was playing catch-up because I had a bunch of videos that I had skipped because I did not have art for them. Yes, it is a bunch of facts, as well as only one video for review purposes. Okay, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. No, wait, some of these I have done. Because I remember doing them. But, some of these I have not. So, Mayapple, species focus. I may have already done that one. Gulper eel is coming up. I need to do the art for that. Ocean ecosystem or ocean as an ecosystem, that will be coming up. It's not very in depth. History of daffodils. Botfly as a parasite. Electric eel as a potentially deadly animal. And the Amur tiger. Followed, and then the following week will be green anaconda bite force, Jimson rose, northern red oak, Mexican bearded or Mexican beaded lizard, the history of food goose, and sand tiger sharks. And what does it mean to be gravid? I did, but I think the last one was as a poisonous plant. Let me double check that. Yes, I have done mayapple as a poisonous plant. And I will be covering it as a species this week. If you're not from the eastern United States, you probably don't know what mayapple is. But it is a really cool plant, and that's why I'm covering it. Also, if you have a plant or an animal that you've seen that you want me to cover in a video, send me a picture and I will see if I can figure out what it is and cover it on the channel. With your permission, of course. We have 5 people. Hello, you other people who I don't know who you are, but welcome to my live. Oh, no, crab apples definitely are not poisonous. We gained a subscriber. Actually, we gained 2 subscribers tonight. Thank you guys for subscribing. That is very much appreciated. And those claps, guys, those are for you, not for me. You know what? I don't know if it was like mini apples, but when I was a kid, my grandma would buy at Christmas time spiced, I think they were crab apples. And they were in this sort of sweet, spicy, cinnamony liquid. I could live off of those. Says I have to take a survey. And do, what is this? Okay. But they were so good. But yeah, some things are better off not being eaten. So, Carol, it was almost 11 o'clock when Caden got up today. When the K-Man got up today, I should say. So sad. Eventually, we will be covering sharks. We are going to be covering the cheetah. Chances are a lot of the animals that are behind me will be covered eventually on this setup. You know what? Not my problem. Honestly. Yep. Actually, it might be the great white. I believe, if you remember when I did the last live that I did on how we save species or how they get on the endangered species list, I believe the hammerhead shark, the great hammerhead shark, is up for review. As are a few other sharks. So it's highly possible that might be showing up. Yeah. So lots of opportunities as well as your suggestions, because chimpanzees is one I'd like to cover. But I think before I do the chimpanzee, I want to do the orangutan. Have you ever heard it called orangutan? I have realized that is not how you pronounce it. It is orangutan. I think that's how it's done. Not the other way around. So my little great nephew was out walking around without shoes on because of his great uncle, and could have stepped on carpenter bees. Fun fact. That would have been bad. Also, fun fact, honeybees are the only bee in the United States that stings you once and then dies. All the others can do what a wasp can do, and that is sting you multiple times. Fun fact. I am going to be doing Danger Box again, because we have over 500 subscribers. That'll be coming up sometime within the next week. I'd like to be able to sit down and do a whole month of lives. That would be amazing. They have them all planned out, ready to go. Oh, if only I could. I feel like I have less time now than I used to. If I could just prove that this is something that will work and I can make money off of it. But probably not gonna happen. Trying to be positive, because I have friends who will beat me if I don't stay positive. Isn't that right, Carol? Any questions on what we've covered tonight? A winghead shark? I've never heard of that. I'm going to look that up. Oh, it's a hammerhead but the hammer is big. Like, really big. So, predecessor, you've seen a hammerhead? No, Josh. We're actually done, bud. Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. Josh is allowed. We did. I miss our regulars. I will make sure, Josh, that I make it so you can see it. Don't forget. Well, you'll be able to view this one. You just won't be able to participate as much. We were saying nice things, Josh. Nice things. Tomorrow at 8:30, we are doing Monsters and Myth European Edition. I have already started to write up the articles. Yes, you can leave comments. Comments are good, by the way, because they help other people see my videos. And Josh and Josh and predecessor, you are amazing. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, so there will be more of these type videos coming out. Oh no. No. Predecessor? No. Because I wouldn't do this if it weren't for you guys. I go through the process of all of this, and you can ask Carol. Before I started babysitting almost full time, let me tell you what my days were like. If I have it, do I? This was my schedule pretty much every day. So Sunday, I worked on the second channel, all of their shorts. I updated the schedules so that I knew what was happening on what days. I do stats in the morning. I do emails if I have any. I try to do comments in the morning. I work on artwork and I research. It was good. A little bit hot, but good. Mondays were stats, emails, comments, YouTube shorts. So that's when I would do. That's when I would research all the shorts, get them typed up, ready to go. I would also do the video research for the main channel. I would record all the shorts and more research. Tuesday starts off the same way. Stats, emails, comments, nature guide videos, artwork, record shorts. Then on Tuesday, I would edit and post Wednesday's video for the main channel and then edit and post for the second channel. and more research. Wednesdays were stats, emails, comments, video edit and post. Record more shorts for the second channel. Instagram, because I would do my Instagram stuff on that day, or I would research out and type out Instagram, look for video ideas, research. Thursday, video edit and post. And so every day I do a post. In fact, I have to do that today. I haven't done that yet. Stats, emails, comments, nature guide videos, artwork, record shorts. Because I would do that every day. So now I do all of my shorts over the weekend and then schedule them. And then, so I would do YouTube, the 2 shorts for YouTube, main channel, second channel. And then I would do Instagram and TikTok. And I haven't been doing Instagram and TikTok lately because I need time for myself, which is bad, I know. And it would continue like that through Saturday. And there were times I would get at the computer at like 9 o'clock and not be off the computer sometimes till 5 o'clock. So it was a full-time job that I wasn't getting paid for. Nowadays, it's a lot harder because I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm down at my brother's house by 6:30 to babysit, and I don't get out of there until between 4 and 5 o'clock. Yeah, I don't know what it is about him. Maybe it's because I'm not an artist. I just can't. My thing when I was younger, though, were cooking shows. Loved watch Saturdays after morning cartoons. When I was a kid, I would get on our local PBS station and watch the chefs. All of the chefs. I was such a nerd. I'm proud of it. Again, it is all about each other's likes. If everybody enjoyed the same things, the world would be a very different place. I don't cook as much as I used to. Jeff, you guys remember Jeff Smith? He was a cook on PBS, but I don't remember the show that he was on. The Frugal Gourmet, maybe? Yeah. I agree. Yeah. He was the host of the Frugal Gourmet. And he aired from 1973 to 1977. But they must have put him on longer. He died at 65. Wow. He was, I think they dropped him. He had to pay out a bunch of money. I'm not going to discuss why, but it was not for good things. I liked him though. He was really good. It's sad that things went the way they did. But I liked him too. I also liked Julia Childs, whatever it is. But I've always wondered about her. I also like Rick Bayless, a serial killer. I've never heard that. Why would they think that? I also like Yan Can Cook. I guess we all need hobbies. Rick Bayless, too. But you guys may not know him. Maybe you do. Man, you guys get all the dirt. So, I have to figure out if I do lives on the other channel. Okay, that's like me writing a story. Yeah, that. And I have some really weird stories. But whatever. I should do that one day. I should pick 2 stories and read it to you guys. Not from the new book, not from the book that I currently have out, but the other book that I'm working on. I can do that because it's not been posted yet. But then I may not be able to use the story. And I want to do some of the creepy ones. Yeah, a lot of them have, unfortunately. I know you do. I isn't that Josh, isn't that from uh wasn't that from Mr. Coyote Peterson? Wasn't that his thing? Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. I have something that I say, and I just need to remember to use it. I don't want to I don't want to take his stuff. He's earned it. And for as much as I sometimes talk a little bit of smack here and there. I can tell you why, Josh. One, like, I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago, or maybe last week. He never did his videos. There was always somebody else there with him. Like, he had a camera guy. A lot of the big YouTubers, they have a whole team. And yeah, there's an ambulance. He has an EpiPen. They researched out what could happen. And I don't know. You know, there's rumors that he overdid the stings to make it better. Do you guys want to hear a story tonight, or should we call it a night? Yes, I saw that, and that's the one that got me thinking maybe it's time to stop what you're doing before you really get seriously hurt. Because that's an animal that could do serious damage to you. The bullet ant is the one that got me, though. Cody Peterson, if you ever watch this, you are a braver man than me. And I respect you for being you. I will never try to step into your ring. So, props to him for doing what he did. They scare me too. However, I am and always will be an invertebrate guy. People that know me in my real life know that I have had crazy stuff. Shed Aquarium has their, I think it's not Amazon and Beyond, Amazon Rising exhibit. And in there, they had, I don't know if they still have it, but they had a bullet ant colony. It was amazing. That was my favorite part of the entire exhibit. I had more than tarantulas, though. Everybody thinks of me as having tarantulas, but I had more than tarantulas. Lots of other stuff besides tarantulas. And well, the ants couldn't get out. I personally, my personal animals, except for one, never bit me. I had been pinched, but never bit. I have learned to respect the animals that I work with or worked with. And it's not a matter of, you know, I'm the hand that feeds them. It's knowing that my little hands are really thin and there's no meat. Some of my big females could pierce my skin and have their fangs coming through my hand. I really don't want that. No, and they don't care. That's the point, is I'm not the hand that feeds them. Although I am, to them, I'm an intruder. Something to be scared away from. Nowadays, I just have this thing. And for the record, I would never do this with any of my animals. Never in a million years. I just like freaking people out. I mad props to her now, but at the time when I was little, younger, like I was 12 or 13, I had a fake spider, and there was a girl at church who was being really mean to a kid with special needs. And so I was going to throw the spider at her and scare her half to death. Unfortunately, my mom interfered in my plans and she didn't get scared. So, yeah, chimpanzees are definitely not something I want to mess with. And also, for the record, I would never use one of my animals to scare somebody. My live animals. I would never use one of them to scare somebody. Nor would I allow somebody else to use them. They can be. They're apart from the orca. Orcas, I feel like, plan out their hunts. Chimpanzees plan out their hunts and carry them out. That's actually, and I don't think I've covered them yet in the would this make a good pet? But chimpanzees definitely should not be kept as a pet. Because they definitely are not meant to be a pet. Yeah, and it may even be higher than that. I want to say bonobos are 98%. Carol, you're quiet. See, okay, so Eric said that the reason that my camera goes dark like that is because of the camera refocusing when I move. Um, It depends on where you live, Carol. It depends on where you live. So, do I think monkeys should be kept as pets? No. But, some people do. Josh, the only problem with that is then you have to teach that chimpanzee to be a chimpanzee. It's not as easy as I had this chimpanzee and now I'm going to just release it. They have to be retaught. And I personally don't think that's fair, but that's my opinion. And sometimes my opinion is worth beans. Yeah. And she will never. That is not something you get back. There are some animals that just should not be pets. One of the things, if you go in and you look at my history of pets videos that I've done, I talk about how, like the dog. So you take the dog and it's been domesticated here, domesticated here, domesticated here, and domesticated here. So it's had all of these starting points. But time has allowed that bond to develop. Some animals, cats, we've been working with cats since probably before the pyramids. But it takes a long time to develop that bond. Carol, I'm going to say this. It's my opinion. But I can disagree with that. Although I also at the same time agree with you. A little kid goes out, gets a spider. If he is taking care of that spider, no harm done. She might even already be pregnant. I know a lady who lives in, I think it's Tennessee. Every once in a while she gets a brown recluse in her house. She doesn't kill it. No. She keeps it. Well, predecessor at the same time, no. You have to be careful doing that too. You have to be licensed because you don't want to break rules. Because this is what happens, and a lot of people think, oh, awesome. A lot of people think you can just take them. They like a bird will fall out of a nest, and instead of letting nature take its course, well, actually, you don't have to. With birds, it's different. And I've talked about that before. So I'm not going to talk about it now. But usually there's somebody who can take them in. Possums probably are the easiest thing to keep if they're weaned. Because they're omnivores. They're going to eat whatever is laying around. Literally. But I am not going to propagate the idea that wild animals should be kept as pets. If that's even the right word. Because that is a dangerous thing to start. Josh is quiet. Oh ho ho. Possums can be scary. They put on quite the show. Josh, everything okay? If I remember right, possums have the most teeth of any North American mammal. They will because they don't want you to mess with them. I'm not saying that they won't bite. Maurice. Guys, I'm sorry. I had to sit down. I was trying to make it a little bit taller. I need to bring a jug up here when I do lives. I am dying right now, guys. Awesome, Josh. No, you're teaching it regular ASL. Aren't you? Why, predecessor? You're asking me why? Why am I dying? Because I forgot that I can take off my sweater. Heck, for that matter, with the way that you guys see me, I could probably even get away with taking off my other sweater. But I do that anyway, usually. Laughing at my expense. Yeah. Did you guys see the video on the camouflage? Did you like my thumbnail? Was that not an awesome thumbnail? Uh-huh. I remember going to the Lincoln Park Zoo and was talking with the Dawsons. No. Do you know what would happen if I took my shirt off? That light in the background would reflect off my skin and you all would be blinded. I'm not, Josh. I'm not. I was talking with the Dawsons at the zoo about the gorillas, and I turned around to look at the gorillas and turned back, and he was gone. Flat out gone. Had disappeared. If I didn't know any better, I swear I had been talking to a ghost. Yeah, this is not one of those type of channels. Yeah, it was really weird. At least I thought it was. And he wasn't like a spring chicken either. He was probably older than I am now. Not that that matters, but really would like to know who that person was that came into live earlier. No. Yeah. I wonder if I chased him off or her off. I worked with kids with special needs, and my sign language is so bad. I know. Thank you. Bathroom. Drink. I think orange. This is how I feel about it. So everybody can hear me on this topic. Do not allow somebody else to dictate how you're going to spend your evening. If somebody comes in and is being rude, and it's one thing, right now there's just 3 of us. I had been in chats where there's been, and not my chat room or not my lives, but other people's lives, where there's been over 100 people in there. And you can't monitor 100 people. I mean, you can, just a little bit harder. Eventually, though, I am going to have somebody else work with me, but that day hasn't come yet. Everybody does. That is true. Except I don't want King Kong. I want Godzilla on my. Although King Kong is pretty smart. I want King Kong on my side. King Kong and Godzilla. Maybe Gamera thrown in there too. This channel just makes this camera just makes me look big. No. Ultimately, though, Mothra dies in almost every movie. I would have liked to have seen King Kong in more movies. Like if you look back, there was King Kong versus Godzilla, King Kong escapes, King Kong, and then King Kong with Jack Black, and then just Son of Kong. And I feel like Mighty Joe Young, the original Mighty Joe Young, was done to feed off of the success of King Kong. But anyway, I digress. I like the original better than the remake. Just saying. I hope that tomorrow yeah. You know, I didn't think I would like this new Godzilla thing, but Godzilla vs. Kong was actually pretty good. I was surprised. To be honest. Wow, guys, an hour and 40 minutes. This might be a record. My favorite, I liked the original King Kong, but I also liked the original King Kong versus Godzilla. I may be unpopular. I did not like the Jack Black King Kong, but I liked the effects in it, if that makes sense. The King Kong and Godzilla, the original Godzilla, was very different than the American Godzilla, but that's okay. He was more of like an orangutan as far as the coat, the fur goes. It is so humid. I have not seen that one. I've seen bits and pieces. Oh. Yeah, and I don't have to babysit tomorrow. So I'm not. I am not going out. My parents are going shopping with my sister. I am staying home and having a work day. Oh, guys, I'm getting a phone call. So I'm going to let you go. I'm actually not getting a phone call, but I'll have to call her back. Yeah, I gotta go, guys. I will talk to you later. Be kind. I want to say what I always say. Thanks for keeping it wild with me, guys. See you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not. Give the live a thumbs up. Leave me a comment or a question. I respond to all of them. Live times are Tuesdays and Fridays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. See you in the next one. Goodbye.